Welcome back to the Polishing Podcast. It's a crisp Friday afternoon. Well, I guess it's noon. I don't know.
Noon.
When
Yeah.
does afternoon start?
1, I guess.
I was gonna say, is the scientifically agreed upon time 1 p.m.?
You know what? Just we gotta look this up. When does afternoons start and end?
Yeah, when's nighttime?
So afternoon begins at 12 because
What?
the sun is directly overhead.
But that's noon. 12 is noon.
So considering the fact that noon is the time when maximum heat okay. It's just saying 12 at noon ends at 5 p.m.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
weird. Why would noon be afternoon?
I don't know.
I feel like we're getting tricked by the scientists.
I don't know. Well, when does noon start? Okay, hold on. When does noon start?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to say 12 too.
This doesn't make any sense.
Is noon 12 a.m. to 12 p.m.?
What?
No.
Okay, good. I was going to say.
Yeah. I think noon just means 12.
But
You know,
but it can't
like it's
also
noon.
be afternoon at 12. That doesn't.
Maybe 12:01 it's afternoon,
That's ridiculous.
you know?
This is. I'm calling slander. This is new age slander. I demand
New
a
age.
retrial.
New age. Nice.
But anyway, before that sidetrack, welcome to the Polishing Podcast.
Yes.
We had to figure that out because it's
We had to.
12:38, and I'm like, when?
Well, it's afternoon.
Yeah, apparently it's already afternoon. But yeah, the Polishing Podcast, where me host Nico, you host Daddy Apollo, talk about whatever we want to talk about. Today we're going to be talking about delicious foods and nutritional values, of which I think we had a couple comments on about when we first mentioned this, like 2 weeks or more ago, because I don't remember the last time we both were here, because there was like a period of time where you did one by yourself, then I did one with Allie, or not by yourself, but you had a guest host, then I did one with Allie, then we did one together, then you were gone, and then
Yeah, it's been
it's
a
a
little
bit,
cuckoo.
it's a little bit of cuckoo kachoo. But yeah, anyway, Polish Podcast. If you want to know where we are, other than the website, Twitter is the Polishing Podcast. Twitter is the Polishing Podcast, or at Polishing Pod. I announced yesterday that the podcast would be late, and by yesterday I mean Thursday. So if you're like, why wasn't it up yesterday? Oh God, that's confusing. Why wasn't it up Friday morning? That's easier. To keep straight in my mind. Oh, it's like, well, I tweeted it out, so that's your fault. Get with the program.
That's your fault, idiot.
Yeah, dumbass. No. But
Wow, now our moms are gonna stop listening.
my mom just calls me. How the hell? Who do
Yeah.
you think you are, young man?
You know what is more like, little piece of shit. I'm not listening to it. It's like, oh, damn, our 2 fans.
There are only 2 fans.
No, I'm just kidding. I feel like I'm insulting the people who actually listen to the podcast.
Hey.
That's just an ongoing joke.
Yeah, but that's the Twitter. If you want to listen to the podcast in other places, it's on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, and the Podbean app. So that's all that stuff. If you want to know anything about me or stay updated with me, Nico All Powerful is my Twitter. I also stream on Twitch Monday through Friday. So yeah, that's me. That's Pixelated Apollo. If you want to say anything about your social medias and stuff before we get going, you can.
No, that's all right.
All right. Well, okay, that's fine. Just kidding. Go follow him on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, Facebook.com/pixelatedapollo. There's 2 L's, no, not 2 P's in Apollo, just in case you didn't know, because it's sometimes
2
kind of
L's and
confusing.
Apollo.
Yeah.
Not 2 L's and pixelated.
Yeah, it's not pixel-lated. It's just pixelated.
Yeah.
God, I don't even I feel scatterbrained right now. But yeah, so that's all that stuff. We're gonna talk a little bit about food, because honestly, food is delicious, and who doesn't like food? And somebody's gonna be like, I don't like food, to be contrarian. I'm like, well, shut up. That's all I gotta say to you.
I mean,
What?
Yeah, everybody likes food.
Okay. Oh, were you about to mention something about eating disorders or something?
Yeah, but then even then, I'm like, people who are struggling with anorexia, they probably still like food, but
It's more of a
they don't like the
thing.
process of eating it and gaining weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we missed out on a couple comments. I haven't read them recently because, I mean, I would like to read the comments with you because they mostly deal with the both of us and not anything else. So,
Okay.
oh wait, I went over that one the last time we were together. It was a comment with just a period. That's it. Or maybe that's an apostrophe. I can't tell. I don't know.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. All right, September 9th. So this one's 12 days old, from good old Martin. He says, well done, guys. A nice variety of topics on this one. It was about violence in movies, archery, charities, and something else. I forgot the name of the... nope. Why is there... Oh, damn it, I forgot to delete that. And nutritional facts. So we kind of got into that with the 2 podcasts ago. But, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. One thing he would like to clarify is Cheerios are not wheat, they are oats, which is true.
Oh.
They are gluten-free.
Okay, but there's still carbs.
Yeah. He says, myself, I stay away from any bread that has wheat in it. In fact, I started dropping weight after giving up wheat bread, and now I only eat rye and oat breads. As for nutrition and foods today, the nutritional value of our food has dropped to a very low level over the years, mainly because of what I call our dead soil. It has been farmed to death, in other words.
Yep.
Most of the good rich soil, rich natural soil nutrients that plants need to feed on are gone, and we chemically fertilize the ground, so we're basically eating chemically grown foods and GMOs. We wonder why we have overweight people, learning disabilities, heart problems, even the healthy looking people with low immune systems, just to name a few things. Woo, that's a lot to unpack.
So Martin, he grew up on a farm,
Yeah.
so he knows. And I'm really glad he brought that up about soil having no nutrition, and we have to chemically put in nitrogen into the ground, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, like I forgot the study, but something like oranges today have only 30% nutrition they had like 40 years ago or something like that. Where these plants just aren't getting enough nutrition, and they have to put in like all these like fertilizer because of just the constant farming cycle. And the need for food, it's pretty intense. Another thing they do is they grind up like little rats and bunnies and to feed the soil.
Oh yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you get that good compost.
Yeah, grind them up.
Poor bunnies.
It's because they're not letting the soil sit and letting things die, like bugs and insects die in the soil, and
because they have to keep constantly.
Yeah, they have to keep constantly like growing the crops that in demand.
Yeah.
I just wonder like how, I feel like we're a pretty wasteful country in terms of, I mean, even I'm guilty of buying vegetables and then like forgetting about them and they're rotten. I'm like, dang it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Allie and I know each other well enough now that we don't buy fresh veggies anymore. We buy frozen vegetables. And so we talked to a friend of ours about this I was going to say he's a chemist, but he's not 100% a chemist yet. He's still in graduate school, but it's what he's going is for chemistry and like basically molecular level things. And he's like, yeah, the whole canning process kind of ruins food, so canned vegetables and stuff are pretty not great, but the freezing process for vegetables and stuff is way better. So if you know yourself well enough to not eat vegetables right away, frozen is better than canned.
Yeah, I agree with that. They also put in a lot of chemicals to preserve it, so
yeah. But
frozen's definitely better than canned.
Yeah, well, that and the amount of sodium they have to put into canned food as well is like through the roof, and it's not like we have trouble getting sodium in our diet, so it's not like we need added sodium.
Yeah, yeah. Sodium's another, like salt is another interesting thing that a lot of people, I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence, but I've seen a lot of new studies. It's basically salt is not as bad as people say.
Yeah, I think it's just we have a problem with over salting things and like just having too much salt in diets. It's not that salt or sodium in general is bad. It's just that the amount we put into our bodies is like so much sometimes.
Yeah, well, the thing about salt, unlike sugar, is that we have a system in our body that lets us know when we've had enough salt. You know, you eat something so salty, you're just disgusted.
They're like,
That's your body saying like, all right, that's enough salt. But with sugar, we don't really have those.
I mean, well, if something's too sweet, or isn't that? I mean, I guess you don't have to necessarily use sugar to get sweet.
Well, I mean, sure, if you're eating like a thick chocolate cake or something.
Thick chocolate
thick.
cake.
With an inch layer of icing. But
Ugh.
it's kind of a different thing because a lot of people don't even realize they're eating so much sugar throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also with salt, people say that salt causes high blood pressure, which is not true. Now, if you do already have high blood pressure, it can make it worse.
So if you're predisposed.
Yeah, but if you don't have high blood pressure, it doesn't affect your blood pressure. And if you have working kidneys, you know, make sure you have healthy kidneys, and salt isn't as bad as.
Drink your water, kids.
Again, do your own research. I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
Let's make that clear.
Yeah, we're not experts here.
That's what I've been seeing lately.
Yeah.
So.
But also, drink a lot of water. Water's good for you. Even if you have to pee a lot, drink a lot. Well, don't drink too much water because then you'll get poisoned. Drink a moderate amount of water.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, drink water.
Unfortunately, everything in excess is bad for you. Even the thing you need to live, which is water.
Yeah. I mean, I just have like a glass of water at least every 2 hours, something like that.
I try to go through 3 of my water bottle, and I don't even know how big it is, so I might be doing too much or too little still. And
well, yeah, you also have to just listen to what your body's telling you, you know? If you feel like you're hydrated, then don't force it. But
yeah, but I have a problem with keeping track. Like when I was at work, I had a problem keeping hydrated, so I'd get headaches a lot when I worked at Target, because I went from being at home or at the warehouse I used to work at, which I had a water bottle with me because it was always hot in there.
Yeah.
But at Target, I didn't bring my water bottle in, so I kept forgetting to just drink water except at like on breaks and stuff. And even then, we had like these tiny little cups, like disposable cups that we would have. So I would go through like 2 of those, but that's not for just like standing around and like walking constantly all day. It wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So I like trying to remember like, oh, I have my water bottle right next to me. I got to make sure to drink it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But
it's just like being hydrated is just like good for everything in your body.
Yeah. It's like your entire body's like, oh God, water, yes.
Yeah. And I recommend drinking a glass before you go to sleep, and then when you wake up, drinking a glass, because you go through that like sleep state. I mean, you go like 8 hours without drinking water, so body needs it.
Yeah, I woke up thirsty AF today.
Yeah.
The only crap thing is if you're drinking enough water. I've been waking up having to pee in the middle of the night. I hate that. I get that it's good, but like I'm like, I gotta deal with this. I'm like half awake, walking to the bathroom, like meh.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But yeah. And then what else was there? Because we were talking about the fruits and veggies, bad soil.
The low nutrition and having to like put in these.
Yeah, I know. I know GMOs get a bad rap because what is genetically modified something. I forgot what the OS is. Or no, it's just genetically modified. Is it object? It can't be object. I'm gonna look up the definition. I
forgot to mention this.
Organism.
The guy.
Okay.
Organism. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I know the guy who figured out how to grab nitrogen from the air,
Mm-hmm.
and then is the same guy who invented the gas that the Nazis use to, yeah, kill. Um, what's the gas called again? It's called Cyclone B,
I have no idea.
something like that. Well, he invented A, and then A had a scent to it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you smelt it, you knew like, oh, get away.
Mm-hmm.
Just like propane has a nasty scent,
Yeah.
because propane originally, it doesn't have a scent, but they
Yeah.
add it to it. Cyclone B has no scent.
Mm-hmm.
So he he invented that. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then he also invented how to pull nitrogen from the air, which is really important for farming.
Yeah.
And so at the same time, he was winning I think a Nobel Prize and dealing with like crimes against humanity. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
But anyways, little side story.
I was gonna say, it's unfortunately World War II. A lot of Nazi or just German scientists, because I don't know if a lot of them held to the Nazi ideal. They just took advantage of the fact that Hitler didn't really care whether or not they committed crimes against humanity. So a lot of scientific breakthroughs happened, but at the cost of a lot of atrocity.
Yeah, well, that's just war in general. Like all the advancements we make, like during the Cold War and all that stuff. It's a very interesting dilemma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also because like that is interesting, and it's crazy to think about. Also, god damn it, why doesn't like what you would think after like somebody would come up with a way to make CO2 have a smell, so that way you can know when to get the hell out of your house. I get that we have sensors in our smoke detectors and stuff, but
Yeah, it's interesting why they don't have that. Maybe it's just like something with the gas, like they just physically can't do it.
yeah, maybe somebody's working on it and they're just like, damn it.
Yeah.
But I had that thought when you told me that he was able to figure out how to take the smell out of a gas. I was like, well, why can't we put
Well,
a
no,
smell
he was
in one?
putting in the smell.
Oh, he was putting it in? I thought he
Yeah.
was taking it out.
Yeah, no,
My
I think
bad.
the Nazis took it out so
Oh.
people couldn't smell it.
That's okay. That lines
I
up.
forgot his. I feel like I should look up his name because it's important. But
Nazi scientist who
Again,
invented nitrates.
well, I wouldn't call him a Nazi scientist. I think he also like invented a lot of the gases for World War One. So yeah, but he was just serving his country. World War One is not so cut and dry.
yeah.
But
I don't think I mean, you could say World War II is cut and dry, but even then,
it's not.
it's not.
No, it's not cut and dry. I mean, there's a lot of like horrible things that happen on all the different sides
Yeah.
of the war. So
But that's not why we're here today. We'll talk about the
No,
atrocity of
no.
wars later. That's an entirely separate podcast we could do. We had this topic set up and ready. Dang it. But
I guess
how are you, like, because Martin, I don't know if he's positive or negative with GMOs here. It seems like chemically grown food and GMOs, like, and then he mentions like overweight, disabilities, heart problems and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's kind of, it seems like he's against GMOs. How do you feel about the GMO thing?
so. GMO, literally every food you eat, even if it says organic, is GMO. As in, when we started farming, we already like genetically modified. As in, we're picking the biggest fruit.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Like pick the biggest fruit and then breed it with the other big fruit, and then it's even bigger. And that's right there, genetically modified.
Yeah.
What I have a problem with is pesticides. I think that's the GMO means nothing to me because it's like everything's GMO.
Yeah. I was gonna say I know this show didn't get that great of a reception on Netflix. Bill Nye Saves the World.
Ooh, yeah.
But he did have an entire episode on GMOs, and his thing was like he was trying to explain it's like literally just selective breeding of plants is genetically modifying them. And I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just because the word GMO has been hijacked, and people think they're like making these like like in labs, you know, these
Yeah.
like plants from nowhere. It's just no. They do mess with the genes and stuff, but it's not like it's gonna make you grow an arm
Yeah.
out of nowhere. It's the pesticides that you have to be worried about. Those definitely clearly show symptoms of, you know, they cause like cancer and other health problems.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So
I basically view it as if you don't get cancer in your lifetime, you're one of the lucky ones at this point.
right,
Because
but
it just feels like being alive is like, like I've joked since I was like a teenager. It's like, well, being alive gives you cancer, so like,
yeah, that's
and I
That's what
understand. Oh, sorry, I keep interrupting you.
oh no, you're cool. I was just gonna say that I agree with that.
Yeah.
And that's usually what I like whenever I see an article. It's like peanut butter causes cancer, and I'm like, okay, like, but
Yeah.
with pesticides, it's kind of like it's avoidable.
Yeah, like
You know?
yeah, because like I cannot smoke cigarettes there. I don't have to worry about
Yeah.
my risk of lung cancer as much, and like there are things you can do and make sure you don't do to avoid like lower your risk of getting cancer. But you know, with as humans, we kind of just kept breeding like crazy, so any genetic not deformity, that sounds way too harsh, but like any genetic predisposition
Mutation,
to like to mutate, like a mutation or a possible cancer risk that it runs in your family just goes up significantly because we don't have to worry about the laws of nature. And
Yeah, because we don't die before having offspring.
yeah, so it's pretty obvious that as humans just continue to live and our genetics just keep getting spread around, and like I have really terrible eyes. If we were living by what is it? It's like the strongest will survive. That's a law of some sort, and I don't remember.
Oh, the natural selection?
Yeah, natural selection. Since we don't adhere to natural selection, like if I was back in olden times where I had to hunt for food, I'd be like, I can't tell if that's a buffalo or a leopard. I don't know if I'm about to get food or I'm about to be food, because my eyes are terrible.
Yeah, that's a good point, but I wonder because the human eye just sucks.
Yeah, but mine sucks more.
Yeah, I know, but like it makes me wonder. Like, I bet a lot of early man had eye problems,
Yeah.
and you know, and I just wonder like how common it was
Yeah.
for people.
I mean, it seemed to be pretty common because, like, hell, there's like even Benjamin Franklin way back. What is that? 200 something years now.
Yeah,
Like he had glasses. Like he was like, I can't see, and then he was like, oh wait, now I can. Oh, cool, I invented glasses.
yeah.
Uh,
That's true.
wait, did he invent glasses? I don't even know. I know.
I don't know. I've heard that. Let me look it up.
Yeah, it's like maybe he invented glasses for America. Maybe there's somebody who's like, they're ancient glasses from 3000 BC
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
Benjamin Franklin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
Could you imagine the first day he starts walking around with those things?
He's just like, I
People are
can
just like-
tell where everything is.
Yeah, but like people seeing that, like, what the hell are you wearing?
yeah, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What? Look at this fucking weirdo, Franklin. But what was I getting on about? Oh, it's just the cancer thing. Like because we get to breed just with whoever, whenever. I feel like cancer risk just goes up because genetic disposition to it just keeps getting spread between family members and down generations.
Right.
So
And plus, a lot of medical can help defeat a lot of cancers, but you still have the genes.
yeah.
You know.
But before we keep going on that note too, okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Just to clear things up. It's not clear who invented glasses.
Okay.
Yeah, it says you might have heard Benjamin Franklin invented glasses. He invented bifocals.
Oh, that's right. He did the
Yeah.
first bifocal, so he could
But
see near and far.
Yeah.
But glasses had probably been around.
Had been
for a
around
bit.
for 400 years in
Oh.
the 1700s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
All
So-
right. All right. Cool. But also, How do you feel about because Martin's last part of the comment is like, and we wonder how we have overweight people, learning disabilities, heart problems, even healthy looking people and low immune systems and he attached that on the end of eating chemically grown and GMO foods. I feel like the overweight problem is more so, God, this is going to be it's going to sound a little conspiracy theory, anti-capitalism, because it's like junk food is really cheap, whereas healthy food is more expensive than like McDonald's is. So it's like, it seems kind of like junk food, while requiring less ingredients and less labor, I'm like trying to work it through in my head. Is like, does this sound really conspiracy theory like? Because it kind of feels like it whenever I like think about this. It's like, are we just making it so poor people can't eat well? Like, I know if I say I'm not part of this system. I don't know. It's like, I'm poor.
But yeah, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's just the truth is out. Like,
yeah, like
it's the sugar industry that they're so powerful and they have so much money. I mean, you should look at children's cereal, look at, Fruity Pebbles and all those types of cereals are so high in sugar, and they have all this money that they can lobby politicians. They can pay for scientists to do these like pseudo research to explain that sugar is not bad, shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's so cheap because so many people are buying it. They use like cheap ingredients to make it. And because think about it, like think of like a fruit roll up. Like, you can make thousands of those.
I hate those things.
Yeah. Yeah. You can make thousands of those, but to grow an avocado, it takes time. Yeah. So it's just, and that's the biggest thing. They advertise these little treats to children.
Yeah.
And I remember being a kid eating shit food like Gushers and Swiss roll cakes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
I can't eat any of that now.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And
it feels like I had a Swiss roll at some point and I was like, this tastes kind of like chemical. Like, it just like,
yeah.
And I understand like taste buds change. So like when I was a kid, I didn't eat very many vegetables because I literally didn't like the flavor of them. But like at the same time, I was just like, like this just doesn't, like, as a teenager, I would try like those like really sugary Little Debbie treats, and I'd be like, this tastes like chemicals. This doesn't taste like even like a freshly baked cake, or not even a fresh baked cake, but like you go buy a cake at Kroger that's just been sitting in a plastic tin in their like refrigerated area, which tastes like, a cake that was baked, but these taste like not real things.
Yeah, they taste super fake because they are. They're full of preservatives. They're full of all this junk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I do.
They just.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say that they just have so much money and they get the kids when they're young. You should watch like Disney Channel or something, Cartoon Network, and see the ads they play for these cereals and for all these like junk food.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember tricks are for kids, silly rabbit. Like,
yeah. They're after me, Lucky Charms.
Yeah. They have all these cutesy mascots and stuff. So it's just seems like, because like, where do you shop for like natural food? Well, not natural foods, but like, fresh foods. Like, do you shop at like a Sprouts or a Trader Joe's or
honestly,
other one?
Honestly, even the big grocery stores are starting to adapt and have better organic food selections because it is becoming more popular. I think people are becoming more educated on the subject. So they're like, I just go to Kroger, and they've
Kroger's
got
always been good though, because they've always had a pretty good selection of fresh produce.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Kroger, and they have like a whole section of just like organic stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't always buy organic if a vegetable has a thick skin that you peel off. Cuz like you're not eating the pesticides cuz you're peeling it off.
Yeah.
Like bananas. I don't really eat bananas cuz they're not, I mean, that's a whole nother rabbit hole of how fruit is really not that great for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Avocados, I don't buy organic because they've got a thick skin.
Yeah. That and
Um,
aren't you supposed to wash most things before you eat them anyway?
yeah, but washing doesn't get the pesticides off.
Really? I didn't know that part.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to like if you just use like water, it's like
Mm.
nothing's it's like nothing. You got to like like scrub it down.
Oh wow.
And it's a bit ridiculous, yeah.
Also, and I know was a kind of a controversy before. It's like the recommend or not what the fuck requirements. There we go. To get an organic label slapped on stuff were kind of loosey goosey. I don't know how many years ago it was, but like there was a whole thing where it's like to get something called organic isn't that hard. So I don't know if that's changed or just basically if you're gonna buy food, you should probably look into how like what the company and all the stuff beforehand, see if there's any weird controversies. Which
Yeah,
it's funny that we
so
bring this up because we usually say we should be informed about things and look things
well,
up in general.
I mean for food to be considered organic, um it's pretty hardcore. Like from what my understanding is that it takes you have to have 3 years of not using pesticides, and
Okay.
then your products can be considered organic.
I just
So
remember back when we were in high school, everything started getting organic labels slapped on it, and I think
yeah,
back
yeah, I
then it
think
was kind of loosey goosey, Wild West style.
yeah, no, I think it's gotten a lot better because more people are looking into it.
Hmm.
Because technically everything is organic.
Yeah.
'Cause organic just means you can eat it. You know? Like every food product is organic.
Yeah.
But yeah. It you have to have like if you're growing apples
Hmm.
and you use pesticides and you're like, you know what, I want to go organic, and you stop using pesticides, you will not be considered organic until 3 years later.
Hmm.
So there's a couple companies out there that uh I remember I forgot the company name, but they make like granola type bars,
Hmm.
and they're like, this is not organic because we're supporting farms that are transitioning from, pesticide to organic, and it takes 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
S Cool. But yeah, I don't know. So, but the main crux of the thing I was saying was just like cheap food is usually kind of terrible, like in general for you. Like it has shit nutrition, and the better nutritionally available foods are more expensive. So it's kind of like this terrible cycle of people getting like sick and not, I mean, I don't know necessarily overweight, but what is malnourished even
yeah.
here just because they can't afford quality foods. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're really tactical about it, you can, like, some vegetables are really cheap.
yeah.
Like, you can get avocados for like 79 cents. I keep bringing up avocados for some reason.
You gotta get your avocado toast, you
Yeah.
millennial, damn it.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I think honestly, if you just get fresh fruit and vegetables, it's not too bad.
Mm,
I think where it gets really expensive is when you want an organic snack
yeah.
that's like packaged. Usually those are really expensive.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that and it's the whole mentality about it too, to like go to the store and make sure you're like planning like, oh, I got to get this food and make sure it's not like terrible for you. It's a lot harder than just going to McDonald's or something. Like making sure, excuse me, that you're getting nutritional food and stuff that's good for you is way harder than just stopping at McDonald's and getting a double cheeseburger. So
Right, exactly. So it's just a convenience thing, and a lot of people, that's another thing. There's a lot of elements that affect people's diet. And we work too much. We work too much in this country
Yeah.
because we have to be able to make a living. So when people are done with their 10-hour shift or whatever,
Yeah.
they get home, they're just exhausted and they don't want to have to cook dinner.
Yeah.
So they'll just drive to McDonald's
Yeah. Or order in.
or order in or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's, they don't have time to cook and learn very like diverse, rich meals that have all kinds of nutrients, and
Yeah.
because it just takes time.
So thanks for the comment, Martin. Hopefully
Yeah.
we
Hopefully that answers that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a question. He was more of saying like his opinion on stuff, and we were just kind of
that's true.
going back and forth. If we're idiots, just let us know. this is this is the straw that breaks the camel's back, and Martin's just like, "Fuck the both of you, I'm done."
Yeah.
You guys know nothing,
I'm pretty sure he would agree on everything.
or some things you don't know.
I
Don't try
know.
to assume.
I don't know.
Martin's his own man. He's independent.
That's true.
This got kind of weird there. But all right, and then Lawrence is sad. Send love was responding to Martin's comment, and he says, "Yeah, I've heard about that too. Seems like over the years, nutritional values in crops have decreased. Crops had higher nutritional value in like 1950s." And he says it reminds him of the movie Interstellar, where basically everything was over-farmed. Only corn would grow, and there was basically just desert almost everywhere where we could grow food.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Yeah. Okay. So Lawrence also had his own comment, which is a little. I saw a couple tidbits. I saw erotic fan fiction and Bush did 9/11. So I was like, "Where's this comment going?"
Oh God.
He says, "Great podcast, by the way. Really, I'm going to work on erotic fan fiction, but I don't have much time as now. Plus, I failed my math test, and my mom beat me with a stick. Anyways, Bush did 9/11. Stay polished."
Oh my God.
Well, I hope your mom didn't actually beat you with the stick. Just throwing that out there. Just so I can continue the meme, jet fuel can't melt steel beams, and apparently there's going to be Napoleon / Apollo fan fiction at some point in the future.
Yes. God knows we need it.
So T-Rex has changed his name a couple times. So originally, when he commented, it says T-Rex with an opinion commented on episode 28, which is the same one we've been reading comments from. But I guess at some point he changed it to T-Rex with some love for Lawrence.
Oh my God.
Because he said send love. T-Rex says, "Hey guys, juicy cast. I'd like to drop my Reptilian opinion on why people don't shoot deer in the noggin." Because we were talking about hunting as well.
All right.
He says, "I deer hunt moderately, so I have experience with the topic. First of all, shooting a deer in the head just seems overkill. It's true. He uses a muzzle loader, which launches a pretty big bullet, meaning big brainy splats. A harder lung shot, which is where you're taught to aim in hunting courses, is perfectly humane in the sense of time it takes to die. Secondly, it's a bit harder to hit a deer head compared to the central area of its chest when facing broadside. Lastly, we hunt for meat and for trophy. It's part of the culture. Don't cut the head off and leave the body for the maggots. Sorry, I went mega morphing keyboard warrior on you guys. Just wanted to throw in my 2 cents. P.S. Have fun reading Martin's and this comment." Okay.
Wait. He doesn't just cut off the head and leave the body for maggots?
Yes, that's what he said.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, he didn't go keyboard warrior. I mean,
No, I think he was just being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, because we literally agreed with everything.
Yeah. I was just saying, like...
I mean, he brought up the head thing.
Yeah, because I think I remember saying, like, shooting in the head would just kill it instantly. But then if you're a trophy hunter, you can't keep the head because that's what you want, since if it's a buck, because that's how you tell how big it was with how many points are on the antlers. Like, it's like if you got a 14-point buck, I think that's considered good. I think. I don't know. I can't remember. My dad had a bunch of trophies a long time ago, but I think when him and my mom got divorced, he either put them in storage or threw them out. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know he was really proud of one of them, and it was a number that I don't remember off the top of my head. But if I remembered it, then I would know. But I don't, so I don't. Yeah. But yeah, if you're trophy and like hunting for meat, then you don't want to shoot it in the head, and it's easier to hit something broadside when you see more of a target, which
that's
is
true.
fair.
Because like if you go for the head and then you miss and like chip off its nose and then it runs away and it's like suffering with no nose, like
yeah, or just like rip its antlers off, which I don't think it would feel because they're protruding out of their head. I don't think they have nerves in them. But
maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know the specifics of deer anatomy.
The anatomy of
shooting it in the chest.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's it sucks. You know, you got to
Yeah.
kill it. It just sucks. But
Especially
you got to
in
eat.
Georgia. Ugh. Goddamn whitetails run rampant.
Yeah, it definitely controls their population, which in the long term makes them stronger.
Yeah. Well, it's
But
just in like because in Georgia they're considered pests because there's so many.
yeah, yeah. And you know, if there's too many, then they overpopulate and they eat too much, and then more die than if
They would
hunters killed them.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
were being hunted. It's a weird cycle of things. But yeah, loaders are. I think if I let me Google this real quick because I'm pretty sure a muzzle loader is like almost is loaded almost like a musket, not muzzle flash. Damn it!
Muzzle flash.
I didn't click the down arrow enough times. Wait, what? Let me just say what is a muzzle loader. What is a muzzle loader gun? Muzzle loader is any firearm into which the projectile and the usual propellant charge is loaded from the muzzle of the gun. Okay, so yeah, it's like a new timey musket, basically.
Yeah.
Because, well, yeah, you put gunpowder down a musket barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically new muzzle loaded weapon. Like a muzzle loader rifle is a new timey musket. It's a ye recent times musket instead of ye oldie times musket. But yeah. So I don't think my dad ever muzzle loader hunted. I think he just rifle and bow hunted. Like he had a bolt action and then he did both bow and crossbow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but muzzle loaded bullets are ginormous comparative to just like I don't know if my dad had a 7.62 bolt action rifle or what. Or 308. I think 308 is more common in hunting. I don't know. It's been a really long time since I knew about hunting things because I don't live with my dad. It's back when I did, I went hunting with him a couple times, so I knew more back then.
Yeah, I don't know much. I mean, that's, you know,
Yeah.
I know like how it's more humane than slaughterhouses.
Well, yeah, but you got animals sitting in their own shit, so
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgrace.
it's so fucking gross. But yeah. I just don't remember a whole bunch of it, but yeah, muzzle loaded rounds are pretty big. So I know what he's talking about when he talks about big brainy splats. And then I guess there's two comments from the episode where Allie and I talked about superhero stuff because I did just stop playing Spider-Man. Lawrence says, I hate Marvel movies. They are for kids. Shame on you, Nico, and shame on you, ma'am. And I was just like, okay. I don't know if he was trying to rustle my jimmies, but my jimmies don't get rustled. So you got your opinion and you're allowed to have it. So I hope you stop being sad, Lawrence. We'll still send you love anyway. And then T-Rex said, fun stuff, that darn deadbeat Apollo always ducking out on the podcast. Why can't he be more like Big Leather Daddy? That's all the comments.
You know, I ask myself that every day.
Sorry about that. There's a UPS guy and I got a package and I have no idea what it is. I ordered, so.
Jerky?
No, I've got that yesterday finally.
Oh, okay.
So, though I can talk about that. I talked about it on stream because I was mad. So it came in not a bag, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's kind of like a bag, but like a package that a bunch of little bags of jerky could fit in. But the bag, even when folded up, was bigger than my head. So, like, I was like, okay.
Excessive.
Well, no, I mean, it was a little more room than needed to be, but the fucking mail guy shoved it into our mailbox.
Oh, yeah.
And since we live in an apartment building, our mailbox is like 4x4, you know? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, a bunch of our mail got folded up and shit. And I was like, what? How could you, say you delivered something the day before and then deliver it, but then be shitty about it and, like, shove it into a mailbox?
Yep.
And I was just pissed because I was like, what the fuck? Because it's like, look, it's jerky. It's not going to get hurt by being kind of crumpled up or anything. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This came already? What the hell? Okay, so, but yeah, so I was pissy because Like, if that was something fragile, then it would have definitely been fucking destroyed. So
Yeah,
the
for
person
sure.
who delivers packages from the postal service to our building and our, like, I guess area sucks dick. Also, I just got Allie's USB-C to digital AV adapter for her MacBook. I ordered her for her birthday and Christmas today, and it said it was going to be here Monday. So her laptop
Wow.
might come here Monday or over the weekend if it gets delivered by UPS.
Sweet.
Okay, yeah. So that's a little fun story or thing that just happens. I definitely did not expect
Yeah,
that to
you
show.
know, a lot of people complain about mail people just ramming their packages in, you know, because they don't want to get out of their truck to.
Well, that's the
drop
thing
it
is
off.
he has to get out of his truck and come into our building to even put packages anywhere.
Oh, and he still just.
And he just shoved that thing inside of our tiny ass little apartment mailbox.
Oh God.
Because, you know, like, since we're an apartment building, we have those, like, mailboxes where it's, like, apartment 1 through 25 all in one spot, and you open it with your individual key, and it's those small little mailboxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shoved an entire thing of, like, into that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was mad. But, yeah, so I guess I'll edit out the silence, and then we'll pick back up with that story.
Nice. Yeah.
Not really food related, though. The jerky I found out that I bought, I don't know why I said we, not a lot of sugar in it. I think it has, per serving, there's, of the original, has 2 grams or 5 grams of sugar, and there's only 2 servings inside each package.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's somewhere, I think. Let me just go grab 2 of the bags real quick, because the teriyaki has the most sugar in it because of the sauce, like the teriyaki sauce. So give me 1 second. So I ordered 4 different types of jerky when I bought this. Also, not an ad, not a sponsor, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Look, I would be happily sponsored by this company because their jerky is delicious. The company is called Savage Jerky. I don't think I'm allowed to say that, actually. Whatever. It's not an ad or sponsor. We don't have a code. So don't go to the website and be like, yeah, you said there was a code and then silence. So I typed in the word silence. Whatever. But I ordered original salt, sea salt and cracked pepper. Or black pepper.
Nice.
Cracked black pepper.
Nice.
I don't know. Teriyaki and sriracha teriyaki. And the original and sea salt and black pepper one both have 3 grams of sugar per serving. The teriyaki has 5, and sriracha teriyaki has 6. So not a whole lot of sugar in this beef jerky.
Hey.
It's,
Yeah. Usually the so the pepper one had the lowest.
yeah, pepper and original.
Yeah. Yeah. It's usually the teriyaki that gets you.
Yeah. But even that one's not that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
That's
happy.
good.
Also, it's really good. It's they use brisket.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's not super chewy and awful. I mean, some of it, like, there was one that was like really like I had to chew through, but like for the most part, like the jerky was pretty nice. So I would recommend it if you're a jerky connoisseur, or if you just wanted to try some jerky. A little expensive. I bought, what was that? 1 original pepper teriyaki. I bought 8, and that was $55. I did have a code from someone else that was sponsored by them, so I got 10% off. So, but I only got $50 of jerky because after that you get free shipping. So I was like, fuck it.
Nice.
But yeah, so far really happy with that. And I'd recommend it.
Hey, yeah, brisket's so good. Brisket slow cooked, it's
Mhm.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Allie and I were thinking about like maybe doing something like slow cooking something for our anniversary, but I was like, but we don't really have a slow cooker, so we'd have to buy one. I was like, man, I would like to smoke a meat, but we live in an apartment building, so I definitely can't do that. It's just
Yeah, you gotta. Do you have a patio?
no.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have to
You
just.
could just go to a restaurant who
That's
sells it.
true. We could go to a place that slow cooks meats. I don't know if that's a thing here in Pittsburgh. I don't know. We'd have to do
I'm
some
sure.
research.
I'm sure there's someone. out there.
Yeah, but it's not like barbecue and slow cooking is Pittsburgh ideology for restaurants.
That's true.
It's a lot
That's
of
true.
bar food, really.
That is true.
Yeah. So the South has got that more kind of pigeonholed for themselves as slow cooking barbecue and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Or,
sorry.
I was just gonna say more of a southern thing. That's true.
Yeah. Where up here it's like bar food, hot dogs, hamburgers, fried stuff, and a lot of Italian joints up here. I don't know what that's
Yeah,
about.
not surprising. Not surprising. Because
That's fair.
I mean, New York and stuff, and a lot of Italians like
Coming
when they
from
migrated, they
Mhm.
So
yeah, kind of derailed there because I definitely did not expect to get something that said it was coming. Originally, when I ordered all this stuff, I know. Side note again, when I ordered Allie's MacBook and everything for her birthday, it was saying this little adapter I'm shaking right now was coming Tuesday, and the laptop was coming Wednesday. Then I got an email and it was like, oh, it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, this Monday. And this is here Friday. So, like, look, it's cool that it's coming early. I would just like to know when it's actually going to get here.
yeah. So you're ready for it.
Yeah, because
Also,
I didn't, like, when our thing was going off, I was like, what the hell? Why is anybody buzzing our door? Like, I was confused because I didn't expect it.
yeah.
I am glad that anytime we order expensive stuff, though, the UPS person buzzes the door and actually comes up to our apartment because
Instead of just leaving it there.
yeah, because I'm like, they did that with our TV. They buzzed and he brought it up, and I was like, thank God they didn't just go, all right, I'm in the building, plop, and then walked away.
Yeah. Just gonna leave it here.
Yeah. So, yeah, that wasn't food except for the jerky stuff.
So
Oh God. Okay, sorry. I was texting Allie, telling her the adapter was here, and she's at the grocery store. But we should probably wrap this up a little on the shorter side because we had to do it later. Because I have to cook some fish. Speaking of food again, bam, right back on it. Transition.
fish, good. Salmon, really good for you.
Yeah, tilapia is kind of like, from what I've heard, is like, it's tilapia, but I like it, so whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that people think it's nutritionally bad. It's just like, tilapia is kind of like the most generic fish you can buy at the store or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I've heard that too.
But I like it.
Usually when I eat fish, I only eat salmon
Yeah, I like
or tuna.
tuna's good too. I like salmon, tilapia, tuna. Honestly, I like tuna straight out of the can. I know people think that's weird. Like, I'll just drain it because I buy it in water. I don't buy it in oil. I don't know what that oil is. I don't want to be part of it.
Yeah.
It just freaks me out, really. But I buy it in water, I drain it, and then I just eat it out of the can. And people are like, you don't even put, like, hot sauce or mayo or anything? I'm like, no, I just eat it like this. And they're like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, it tastes fine. I don't know.
Yeah, I like mixing mayo with
Yeah.
canned tuna and stuff.
Yeah, Allie likes to make herself tuna sandwiches with, like, mayo and stuff. But I'm just like, I'll just eat it out of the can. I don't care. I don't know. Like, I've done that since I was a teenager, and it still tastes fine to me. And people are like, it has no flavor. I'm like, it tastes like tuna. What are you talking about? I don't know. Maybe I'm a weirdo. But then I think I've had flounder. I don't know. I like a lot of different types of fish.
Yeah.
But you gotta be careful with certain fish.
Mercury.
Yeah, because of the mercury level. So if you're eating too much fish, you actually get mercury poisoning from eating too much fish during a week. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah, I try to keep it like once a week.
I think I was reading a thing. It's like if you're eating, like, is it salmon or tuna that's high in mercury?
I think it's salmon.
Yeah. It was like if you're eating it, you gotta, like, 5 times a week maximum is like how much salmon you can have in a week before you start being
5 times?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
only
it's
do once or twice, so
yeah. I was gonna say it's like,
Well,
it's not that bad. It's just like if you're like, oh, I'm cutting weight. I'm only gonna eat fish. It's like, well, you better do some research so that every meal isn't
fish.
yeah, or isn't high in mercury fish.
There's also, I heard you could eat like lake algae that helps pull the mercury out of your body. So
How
there's like foods.
How does that work? Because it's still, if you're eating the algae, it's still in your body. Does it just, do you
Well,
not
it pulls
digest
it out. Yeah, like it pulls out the like it. There's, I don't know. It basically, you know how spinach is high in iron,
Yeah.
but I've heard that if you eat spinach uncooked, it actually pulls iron out of your body.
Hmm. I didn't
But
know that.
that's what I heard. Algae helps, like, basically it helps you get rid of it.
Huh.
So, yeah.
So would you
Again-
eat it with the fish, or would you eat it
No, you could just
after?
eat it like, whenever
Wow.
after.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, fish is delicious. What do you feel like? Okay. So when you go to eat, do you eat chicken or ground beef or ground turkey or any ground meats anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. So like I know for a long time, like you don't want to ever, like, red meat is not, or is perpetuated, is not that healthy if you eat it too often. I think that's the big caveat, though, is that if you're like, Americans eat too much red meat and not enough other types of meat. Is that a thing that's true, or is that just some like
I don't know. I think it's
FDA nonsense or something? I don't know.
I just think there's not enough. The problem is, like, what kind of meat are you looking at? Are you organic meat, grass-fed meat, or what are people putting on these meats? Are they putting syrupy, sugary, sauce on the meat? So there's a lot of different variables that you have to consider.
Okay.
So when someone just says, "Oh, red meat causes cancer," it's like, what exactly does that mean?
I think I've
'Cause-
always heard it's an overabundance of red meat. Like, it's because for whatever reason, I don't know. This is an old thing I heard, and I don't even have statistics to back it up or any studies. It's just that Americans eat a lot of red meat, and I'm like, I guess, I don't know. Like, as an adult, I'm like, yeah, I guess I eat a lot of red meat. But if you cut red meat out of your diet, you've got to make sure you're keeping up with your iron intake elsewhere, because that's a lot of people's main intake of iron is through red meat.
Yeah, I'm just not convinced, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really eat a lot of red meat anyways.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, the healthiest meats are the fatty meats. So like salmon is really fatty.
Really?
Has lots of omega-6. Oh yeah.
I never.
It's really good.
I mean, I love salmon. I just never like looked at it and was like, that's fatty.
Yeah, it's got a lot of like fat in it. And so when I buy like something like ground turkey, I make sure it's not the lean fat. It's like I make sure there's a good amount of fat in it, because it's really important fat is extremely important for your diet.
Yeah.
And again, not like you were saying, not to go full tinfoil here, but sugar companies were the pretty big push on deciding that fat was bad for you instead of sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when you eat fat, it doesn't turn into fat into your body.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
that's the
so-
misconception everybody had.
Yeah,
Got
everybody
it.
thought, yeah. So I always make sure I try to eat fatty meats. and-
Yeah.
Like chicken isn't very fatty, and
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
chicken a lot.
chicken's good every once in a while. I try not to eat too much of it, but
Yeah.
it can be rough on your kidneys too, because there's no
Really?
fat.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Lean meats can be really rough on your body.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So is there any meat that you don't like, where you're like, you like pork, or you like, I don't want any pork chops ever. Pork is bad. Meh. I feel like having a pig would sway your opinion of pork now.
I mean, even eating cows, it's a moral thing where I'm just like, man, I feel kind of bad eating this delicious burger, But I that's probably why I don't eat a lot of red meat or pork, because I kind of feel more for the animals.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to overcompensate for that by eating a lot of salmon and using a lot of fatty oils like coconut oil and avocado
That's
And-
fair.
and olive oil. So
I wonder what coconut oil, like cooking fish in coconut oil, if that would be a good.
it'd probably be good, yeah, because it's tropical, tropical fish. I don't know.
It's funny that your head went, it's tropical, so yeah, it'd probably be good.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think of like, this isn't exactly healthy for you, but like coconut shrimp.
Oh,
You cook
that's
it in
fair.
coconut oil.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's coconut overload.
Yeah, that's not a thing, man.
But yeah,
More coke. Yeah.
I get you. Oh, were you gonna say more coconut, more better?
Yeah, yeah. So that's another thing about coconut oil. The American Heart Association declared that it was not healthy for your heart,
Hmm.
but it's actually quite the opposite. Um, so the American Heart Association is lobbied by like these big, um, like vegetable oil, like grain type companies, and they say that vegetable oil and canola oil is good for your heart, but coconut oil isn't. But in fact, to make vegetable oil, like I think we've talked about this before.
Mm.
Vegetable oil, vegetables don't make oil,
Yeah, you gotta
so it has to be
introduce
chemically
yeah.
processed. Yeah, so that's
Leave me alone
disgusting.
with my olive oil. Dang it.
yeah,
My-
that's really good.
I love, like, I mean, I don't love olive oil. That sounds weird to say. I love olive oil. You know, I use it as marinade all the time. Soak meats in it.
Yeah.
That's so gross. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, I have to go cook this fish because I let it thaw out
Right.
2 days ago. So I gotta cook it, or I don't know
It'll
if it'll
go
go bad, but like, it's better to just cook this stuff now than wait and see what happens. So you know, I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, but a nice amount of spices, and I'm gonna have me a good old dinner later on today. I just need to cook it now so it's cooked.
Right. Sounds good, man.
Yeah. So this has been a fun little nutritional food facty podcast, and yeah, it's been fun. I like talking food. Too bad we didn't get to talk
me too.
steak and stuff.
I'm pretty passionate about it. Yeah.
I love steak so much.
Yeah.
But only on, I don't want to eat, like, I think I love steak because I have it so sparingly. If I ate it too often, I'd be like, fucking steak. Ugh.
Yeah. Steak is good. Though, yeah.
I love, like, oh, God. Now I just want to, I want to tell Allie for our anniversary, I just want to go to a nice steak restaurant. Oh, God. Get a nice strip. Okay, I need to stop. I'm going to make myself too hungry. But yeah, I guess I don't know what our next podcast will be about yet, but I'll think of something. If you think of something, let me know that you're like passionate or want to talk about. And if you guys think of something we should talk about, hit us up on either the best place to do is tweet us at Polishing Pod, the Polishing Podcast Twitter, because I mean, I'll make sure to see it, but if you tweet at Trent, he might forget because he's a busy man.
I don't really use my Twitter too much unless I'm angry about something and I'll post it.
And
I'm
I'm
part
on
of the problem.
and I'm on Twitter quite a lot, but I don't know that I'll remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just tweet us at the Polishing Podcast Twitter. That's the best place for any Polishing Podcast stuff, unless we tweet out certain, or on your Facebook if you ask questions, be like, hey guys, yada yada yada, all that good stuff. But yeah, Nico, otherwise known as Nico Powerful. I almost just said Nico Powerful, and otherwise known as Nico Powerful. That's why I stopped there. That was a weird little pause. Follow me on Twitter if you want at Nico Powerful. Twitch.com/Nico Powerful. Stream Monday through Friday. I say that again every time. And if any of you are vegetarian or vegan and are like, you eat animals, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
But I'm gonna continue to be a part of the problem. I don't know. They're too delicious.
Hey, but they don't. So congrats to them. you know?
Yeah.
They're doing their thing. You're doing your thing. Why can't we respect that?
I mean, as far as I know, we can.
Yeah. Well,
From the people that we follow us, because name drop Leah I think she's just vegetarian, but she doesn't eat anything with eyes except potatoes because they have eyes and eat whatever. But yeah, she feels bad. It's a moral thing for her, and I'm like, that's fair, but I just think it's too delicious. And she doesn't hate me for it, so thanks, Leah. You're a nice person.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's me. This is the podcast. Twitter, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Podbean. That's all the places you can get it. Trent, take it away, and then we'll do the outro. We didn't do Josephine's Corner.
She's good.
All right, there it is. I just remembered. But yeah.
Apollo. I'm on Facebook mostly. Follow me on Facebook. But that's about it. Stay clean, stay polished.
And God bless you.